Have you ever wondered why you suddenly wake up around 2 or 3 in the morning, even when your bladder isn't really full? For many people, it feels like a minor inconvenience. But for older adults, these repeated interruptions can quietly steal deep sleep, drain energy, cloud memory, and even sour the mood over time. Doctors call this condition nocturia, but most people simply describe it as exhausting. The surprising truth is that your bladder may actually be sending false alarms. Instead of waiting until it's full, the nerves can fire too early, tricking your brain into thinking it's time to wake up. This isn't just about losing rest. Broken sleep night after night weakens your immune system, raises the risk of falls, and makes daytime fatigue harder to shake off. The good news is there are natural ways to calm the bladder without relying on medication. By pressing 3 simple pressure points before bed, you can retrain your body, relax the nerves, and enjoy the peaceful nights you truly deserve. It only takes a few minutes, and you can do it right in your own bedroom. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching this video, and what time of day is it? Drop a comment below, and if you find this tip helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another small but life-changing trick for better nights and brighter mornings. So why does the body after age 60 tend to wake up more often at night? One of the biggest reasons is a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone tells the kidneys to slow down urine production at night, allowing us to sleep uninterrupted. But after 60, the body makes less of it, which means the kidneys keep working almost as if it were daytime. The result is simple but frustrating: more urine at the very hours you need rest the most. At the same time, the bladder itself becomes more sensitive with age. When we were younger, it could hold almost 2 full cups before signaling the brain. But after 60, that capacity often shrinks to about half a cup, roughly 150 milliliters. Imagine being pulled out of a deep sleep even though your bladder is barely half full. The brain treats it as an emergency, but in reality, there's hardly enough to justify a trip. These false alarms stretch the night, lighten the rest, and leave the mornings heavier. Lifestyle habits also play a bigger role than many realize. A late-night glass of water, a salty dinner, or even a comforting bowl of soup after sunset can overload the bladder at the wrong time. Stress only makes things worse, tightening the nervous system and making the bladder more reactive. And to top it off, many common medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or heart conditions increase urine output, adding yet another challenge. For an older adult in Dallas, Delhi, or anywhere else in the world, the experience is remarkably similar. You might find yourself waking 3 or 4 times a night. And the surprising truth is it's not because your body is broken, but often because of small daily habits working quietly against you. The encouraging news: you are not powerless. By shifting most of your fluid intake earlier in the day, cutting down on salt at dinner, and adopting a calming bedtime routine, you can gently guide your body back toward better sleep. Many seniors discover that when they simply adjust the timing of fluids and make small lifestyle tweaks, their nights become calmer. Mornings feel lighter, and a sense of control returns. Aging certainly brings its challenges, but with awareness and a few intentional choices, it is absolutely possible to enjoy nights of deep, restorative rest. The natural healing power of acupressure. For many older adults, the thought of taking yet another pill before bed feels heavy, burdensome, and sometimes even discouraging. That's why acupressure, a simple yet profound healing practice rooted in Eastern tradition and increasingly recognized by Western science, has gained so much trust. Unlike medication, acupressure doesn't upset the stomach, stress the kidneys, or drain the wallet. Instead, it relies solely on gentle pressure from your own fingertips applied to specific points on the body. In India, elders often recall how parents or grandparents would press certain areas of the feet to ease discomfort or calm the body. In the US, more and more seniors are rediscovering this practice through wellness centers, physical therapists, and integrative clinics. What makes acupressure so appealing is its simplicity. There's no need for expensive equipment, complicated techniques, or years of training. Just a few minutes of focused pressure before bed can quiet the nervous system, calm the bladder, and help invite sleep in a natural, non-invasive way. Modern science is now uncovering why this works. The bladder is governed not only by muscles, but also by the intricate web of nerves that send constant messages to the brain. As we grow older, these nerve signals can become overly sensitive, firing too quickly and waking us up even when the bladder isn't truly full. Applying gentle pressure to key points helps reset these nerve pathways, calming the overactivity and restoring balance. Think of it as turning down the volume on a radio that's been blaring too loudly for too long. With consistent practice, the body slowly learns a new pattern. Instead of sending urgent wake-up calls at 2 or 3 in the morning, the nervous system holds back until there's a genuine need. This shift brings a profound sense of relief, not only for the body, which finally gets the rest it craves, but also for the mind, which longs for uninterrupted, peaceful nights. Why just 3 points? Traditional healing charts feature hundreds of acupressure points across the body. So why focus on only 3? The reason is both practical and powerful. These 3 points, passed down through generations of Indian, Chinese, and Japanese wisdom, connect directly to the energy pathways that influence the bladder and kidneys. By targeting just these spots, you can achieve the greatest benefit with the least effort, a simple yet effective path to restoring balance and reclaiming deep sleep. These points are easy to find, completely safe to press, and best of all, they don't require bending, stretching, or any awkward movement that might be tough on aging joints. Modern studies in urology and physical therapy have confirmed their benefits. Seniors who practice these techniques regularly report fewer nighttime bathroom trips and noticeably better sleep quality. Whether it's a grandmother in Mumbai or a retired teacher in Ohio, the results often feel strikingly similar. Within just a week or 2, nights become quieter. Mornings feel brighter, and that heavy sense of helplessness begins to lift. This isn't magic, and it isn't instant. It's simply the body remembering how to heal itself when it's guided with gentle, consistent care. Acupressure is not about replacing doctors or ignoring serious health conditions. Instead, it's about creating cooperation with your body, reminding it how to work with you instead of against you. Each time you press these 3 points before bed, you're encouraging your system to slow down, breathe, and follow its natural rhythm. Aging may bring its share of obstacles, but it never takes away your ability to take small, steady steps toward greater comfort. With this simple nightly ritual, hope begins to return, one quiet night, one refreshed morning, one gentle press at a time. Bladder point 1, the center of the foot. The first bladder point you'll want to learn rests quietly in the middle of your foot, a spot most people rarely notice. If you run your thumb gently along the sole, you'll discover a soft hollow about an inch below the ball of the foot, right between the heel and the toes. This small dip, often called the bubbling spring in traditional practice, may seem easy to overlook. Yet for older adults dealing with frequent nighttime bathroom trips, it holds surprising power. Pressing this spot taps directly into one of the body's calming centers, closely linked to both the kidneys and the bladder. Finding it isn't difficult, though it does require a bit of patience. Sit comfortably in a sturdy chair, place one foot across your opposite knee, and use your thumb to explore the sole until you feel that slight indentation. It shouldn't hurt, but it will feel a bit more tender than the surrounding skin. Once you've located it, press gently with steady pressure. Hold for about 30 seconds, then release. Repeat this 2 or 3 times on each foot. If your hips or knees are stiff, don't worry. You can achieve a similar effect by rolling a tennis ball under the arch of your foot while seated. The key is gentleness. If you feel sharp pain, you're pressing too hard. Acupressure should bring relief, not discomfort. Over time, your confidence in finding and stimulating this spot will grow naturally. Why pay attention to such a small, hidden place on the body? Because science shows that stimulating nerve endings in the sole of the foot can reduce the tension signals coming from the bladder, while also improving blood flow to the kidneys. That's a powerful combination for deeper rest and healthier nights. Many older adults say they feel noticeably calmer and more at ease after making this practice part of their nightly routine, as if their nervous system itself has been soothed. For someone used to waking at 2 or 3 a.m., this small change can mean the difference between falling back asleep quickly or staring at the ceiling for hours. Improved circulation from this point also eases 2 of the most common nighttime complaints among seniors: heavy restless legs and painful cramps. In short, this first point works almost like a natural reset button, signaling to the body that it is safe to let go and drift into deep rest. Real-life stories. To bring this to life, let me share 2 powerful examples. In Mumbai, a 68-year-old grandmother named Asha had nearly resigned herself to broken sleep as just another part of aging. For years, she woke 3 times each night, dragging herself to the bathroom and returning to bed more discouraged each time. At the suggestion of a close family friend, she began pressing the center of her feet each evening while sitting comfortably in her favorite chair. Within 2 weeks, something remarkable happened. She was waking only once, and sometimes not at all. For her, this simple ritual turned dread-filled nights into peaceful ones. Half a world away in Ohio, a 72-year-old retired teacher named Robert faced the same frustration. Tired of his doctor recommending stronger sleep aids, he decided to give acupressure a try as a last resort. To his surprise, after practicing nightly, he began sleeping 5 to 6 hours straight, something he thought was lost to him forever. For Robert, the gift was more than just longer sleep. It was the return of hope. For both Asha and Robert, the message was clear. Sometimes relief is as close as the sole of your foot. By gently pressing this first bladder point each night, you remind your body to slow down, calm the overactive signals, and invite rest back into your life. Aging may bring challenges, but with small, consistent habits, you can still guide your nights toward peace and your mornings toward strength. Bladder point 2, behind the knee. The second bladder point hides in a place most of us overlook, tucked quietly in the crease behind the knee. If you run your fingers along that fold, you'll notice 2 tendons stretching down toward the calf. Right between those tendons lies a sensitive spot known in traditional practice as part of the bladder meridian. For older adults who often wake at night with the sudden urge to urinate, this area can be surprisingly powerful. It connects directly to nerves that influence the lower body, including the bladder. Although it sits out of sight, it's easy to reach with your own hands, and once you learn to locate it, it becomes a natural part of a gentle bedtime ritual. Applying pressure here is safe provided it's done with care. The easiest position is to sit comfortably on a sturdy chair, resting one ankle over the opposite knee so the back of the knee is exposed. Use either your thumb or your middle finger, whichever feels natural, and press gently into the center of that crease. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, then release. Repeat this process 3 times on each leg. With practice, this simple motion can help reduce nighttime urgency, soothe tension in the legs, and encourage the body to stay asleep longer. The touch should always feel firm, but never painful. Think of it not as forcing the body, but gently reminding it of what it already knows. If you feel sharp discomfort, ease off right away. Over time, many seniors notice the sensation actually becomes more comfortable, almost as though the body begins to welcome the touch. So why is this point behind the knee so powerful? The answer lies in the intricate network of nerves and blood vessels that run through this area, linking the lower body directly with the brain. Gentle pressure here calms the overactive bladder signals, the very ones that wake you up at 2 or 3 a.m. when the bladder isn't truly full. At the same time, it improves blood circulation in the legs, easing the heaviness and swelling that so many older adults experience after a long day. Better circulation means less restlessness at night, fewer cramps, and a nervous system that can finally settle down. The overall result: not just fewer bathroom trips, but deeper, more refreshing sleep. This small nightly practice acts like a reset button for the lower body, teaching it once again that nighttime is for rest, not constant signaling. A real-life story. Mrs. Helen from Texas. Take the example of Mrs. Helen, a 74-year-old widow from Texas who had nearly given up hope of ever sleeping through the night. For years, she woke 3 or 4 times, leaving her drained and discouraged each morning. Her doctor suggested adding more medication, but she longed for a natural approach. After learning about the bladder point behind the knee, Helen decided to give it a try. Each evening, she pressed the point gently while practicing slow, deep breathing. At first, nothing seemed to change. But after about 10 days, she noticed something remarkable. She slept 6 full hours without waking, something she hadn't experienced in years. The difference was profound. Her mornings felt lighter, her memory sharper, and her mood brighter. She later shared that the practice not only helped her sleep, but also gave her back a sense of confidence, the belief that she could still influence her own health through small intentional actions. So if you find yourself rising again and again at night, consider adding this second bladder point to your evening routine. It costs nothing, takes only a few minutes, and may gently guide your body back toward peace. Aging brings new challenges. Yes, but with patience and care, you can reclaim nights of rest and mornings filled with energy. Bladder point 3, the lower back. The third bladder point rests quietly on the lower back at 2 small spots located about 1.5 inches from the spine. To find them, place your hands on your waist and slide your thumbs inward toward your backbone. You'll land in the general area. These points lie at the level of the lumbar region, close to where the kidneys sit, and they've been valued for centuries in traditional healing practices. For older adults who often feel tension in the lower back or pressure in the bladder, these spots can be especially important. When stimulated, they not only calm the bladder, but also ease stiffness in the back, creating a sense of release that helps prepare the whole body for rest. These two lower back points act as gateways, opening the body to both deeper relaxation and better internal balance. Most of us never think to touch them, yet they're surprisingly easy to access. You don't need difficult stretches or complicated movements. One of the simplest ways is to use your own fists, gently press the knuckles into your lower back while leaning against a chair or wall. Another option is to place a small massage ball between your back and a flat surface. Lean gently until you feel steady, comfortable pressure. Hold it for about 30 seconds while breathing slowly and deeply, then release. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. The key is never to force the pressure or create pain. The goal is calm stimulation, not strain. With practice, this becomes a familiar, comforting routine. This nightly ritual takes less than 5 minutes, yet it can transform the rhythm of your sleep. The benefits extend far beyond comfort. By stimulating these points, you release tension stored in the lower back muscles that often tighten with age stress or long hours of sitting. You also support circulation around the kidneys and bladder, helping these organs work more smoothly throughout the night. For many seniors, this means fewer urgent wake-up calls and longer stretches of uninterrupted rest. Improved blood flow also eases stiffness in the morning, making it easier to rise from bed without that heavy, dragging feeling. For those who worry about weakness or the risk of falling, this small shift can restore a sense of strength and independence. A real-life story. Mr. Anand from Pune. Consider Mr. Anand a 70-year-old retired banker from Pune. For years, he relied on sleeping pills, convinced his body no longer remembered how to rest on its own. But the side effects left him groggy, forgetful, and increasingly frustrated. At the suggestion of a neighbor, Anand began pressing the lower back points each night while lying on his firm mattress. At first, the changes were subtle, a little less tension in his back, a slight improvement in comfort. But after just 10 days, something remarkable happened. He experienced 6 straight hours of natural, uninterrupted sleep without a single pill. His mornings felt lighter, his mood more stable, and his confidence began to return. He shared that the greatest gift wasn't only the sleep itself, but the relief of knowing he still had the power to influence his own health with nothing more than his own hands. For seniors in both America and India, the message is the same. Aging may bring new challenges, but it never erases your ability to shape how your body feels. By gently pressing these lower back points, you're doing more than calming the bladder. You're sending your body a clear message. Rest is possible, peace is within reach, and every night can end with healing instead of struggle. This practice may seem small, but the hope it restores is immeasurable. Combining the 3 bladder points with supportive habits. The real power of acupressure isn't just in knowing where to press, but also in practicing it at the right time. For many older adults, timing is the missing piece. They try countless methods but still struggle through restless nights. The best time to work on these 3 bladder points is right before bed, when the body is already preparing to shift into rest mode. If you press too early in the evening, the calming effect may wear off. If you wait until after midnight, the stimulation might disrupt your natural sleep rhythm. Think of it like dimming the lights in your home before bedtime. You're signaling to the nervous system that it's time to slow down, let go, and rest. By giving your body this clear message, you prepare both the bladder and the mind for a longer stretch of deep, unbroken sleep. Supporting sleep with smart daily habits. Acupressure works best when paired with supportive daily choices about water and food. Many seniors unknowingly set themselves up for nighttime bathroom trips by drinking large amounts of water after dinner. A better approach is to hydrate earlier in the day, finishing your last full glass by around 7 p.m. This gives the kidneys time to process fluids while you're still awake and active, instead of while you're trying to sleep. Reducing salt at dinner is equally important. Salty foods not only increase thirst, but also make the body hold on to extra fluid that eventually demands release during the night. Adding a few minutes of deep breathing before bed can make a huge difference as well. Slow, steady breaths calm the nervous system, ease tension and quiet the stress signals that often make the bladder overreact. Whether you're in New York or New Delhi, these simple steps can transform a restless night into a restful one. A 5 to 7 minute bedtime routine. One of the most effective ways to combine all of these tools is to create a short bedtime ritual lasting just 5 to 7 minutes. Here's how we earn. 1. Press the 3 bladder points. Spend about 30 seconds on each spot, moving slowly and gently. Think of this as an invitation to relax, not a task to complete. 2. Sit or lie quietly and take 5 deep breaths, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling slowly through the mouth. 3. Add a gentle stretch. Roll your shoulders, flex your ankles, or stretch your back to release the tension that builds throughout the day. This routine requires no special equipment and very little effort. What truly matters is the message it sends to your body. The day is over, the nervous system can rest, and the bladder doesn't need to sound alarms until morning. Remember, consistency is far more important than intensity. Even if you practice for just a few minutes each night, the regularity builds trust between body and mind, teaching them to work together instead of against each other. Most seniors begin noticing changes within just 2 weeks: a little less urgency, a little more uninterrupted rest, and a lighter, brighter mood upon waking. The practice may seem small, but its effects build steadily over time. By staying patient and consistent, you remind yourself that real health doesn't come from quick fixes. It comes from quiet habits repeated with care that slowly restore balance. With this gentle approach, your nights can grow calmer, your mornings lighter, and your confidence stronger. Aging may bring new challenges, but it never takes away your ability to shape each day and night with wisdom and choice. Common concerns. One of the first questions people ask is, should pressing these points hurt? The answer is no. Acupressure should feel firm, but never harsh, more like a steady reminder than a sharp push. If you feel strong pain, it usually means you're pressing the wrong spot or using too much force. The goal is comfort, not discomfort. Think of it as speaking kindly to your body, not scolding it. Another common question comes from those living with conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure. The good news is that acupressure can still be practiced safely when done with care. Apply gentle pressure, limit each hold to about 30 seconds, and avoid pressing too hard. And of course, it's always wise to check with your doctor, especially if you are managing multiple medications. Many older adults in both America and India have found that combining medical advice with simple acupressure practices gives them both peace of mind and real relief. That said, there are times when acupressure should not be used as your only solution. If nighttime urination is accompanied by blood in the urine, burning sensations, swelling in the legs, or sudden changes in overall health, it's important to seek medical care immediately. These may be signs of conditions that require professional attention. Remember, natural practices are wonderful tools, but they are never replacements for proper medical guidance when red flags appear. Combining acupressure with other calming activities. Finally, many seniors ask whether acupressure can be combined with other relaxation techniques. The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, doing so often multiplies the benefits. Gentle yoga, light stretches, 5 minutes of deep breathing, or even a short evening walk can all work beautifully alongside acupressure. These activities reduce stress hormones, improve circulation, and quiet the nervous system, making the bladder less reactive and sleep more restorative. In everyday life, combining these small habits can transform bedtime from a source of frustration into a nightly ritual of peace. With steady practice, you may find not only fewer bathroom trips at night, but also the deeper truth that you are still in control of your health, one small choice at a time. Nighttime urination may seem like an unavoidable part of aging, but it does not have to be your destiny. The 3 bladder points we've explored are simple, safe, and completely free. They require no special tools, no prescriptions, and no complicated instructions. Just a few minutes each evening can help retrain the body, calm the bladder, and bring you longer stretches of restful, healing sleep. For seniors in both America and India, these points represent more than comfort. They restore a powerful belief that even in later years, small intentional actions still matter. Better sleep is possible without relying solely on pills, frustration, or resignation. And remember, you've spent a lifetime caring for others, raising families, supporting communities, carrying responsibilities with quiet strength. Now it's time to let your body care for you. These small nightly habits, pressing the points, breathing deeply, and creating a calming routine that are not just physical exercises. They're reminders that your health is still in your hands. This isn't about fighting age. It's about partnering with your body, listening to it, and guiding it gently toward rest. Each night becomes an opportunity not for struggle, but for renewal. So here's my invitation to you. Try this practice for just 7 days and watch how your nights begin to change. If you notice even the smallest improvement, share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the encouragement someone else truly needs. And if this video has been helpful, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and type the word HOPE in the comments below. Together we can create a community where aging doesn't mean losing control, but instead finding new ways to live with peace, dignity, and quiet strength.